Alright. Well, this is my story on the road. My name's Chris Peters. I was born in a Christian family with my mom and dad both being believers. My mom grew up in a strong Baptist family, basically. I don't know if that's the official title. My dad was in a Catholic family. So they were both Christians when they met each other and got married, and then I was raised as a Christian too. But when I was growing up, the more I understood Christianity, it just kind of seemed like rules to me. And it just seemed like a bunch of stuff I couldn't do or a bunch of movies I couldn't watch. And I didn't like that a lot. So I wanted to listen to the music I wanted to and listen to the music I did, so I did. And even if my parents didn't like what I was doing, I was going to do it because it made me feel good and that's what I wanted to do. I probably just ended up hanging out with the wrong friends. And that might sound cliche, but now that I look back on it, there wasn't a lot of positivity. It was kind of just maybe my insecurity that I hung out with people that were partying and just looking to kind of forget about life, do drugs. And that's really it was a way for me to escape when I think about it. And yeah, just the more I did that, the more I kind of didn't realize who I had even become. And then eventually I started making choices like, I'm only going to smoke weed once a month, and it's like, why not do it every day? And then it's like, what's wrong with sex? Like, why can't I have sex? It's something beautiful. Why shouldn't I be able to have sex with someone I want to? So I started doing that. Like, certain things just became okay. Like, the first time I saw weed, I was thinking, I can't believe my friend did that, Like, I thought he was clean, I took him to youth group. I thought he wouldn't smoke weed. I can't believe he did that, It's just being curious, Like, what does it feel like? Why is everybody doing it? What's so great about it? What does it even feel like? So doing that, and then once I knew what it felt like, it's like, I want to do this every day. Like, it felt really good. But then I realized it felt really good, but it didn't really solve anything. It just kind of like numbed the pain, so to speak. Like, it didn't really move me forward at all. It just kind of moved me to the side. The first time I did it, it was with a bunch of my friends, and the more I did it, the more the more I needed it, and then the more I was dependent on it, and the more I wanted something like, might as well try ecstasy, because I hear that's a really good high. And then it's just pleasure seeking, it's just one thing leads to another. As it started, it was like, when I heard my friends smoked weed, I was like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. But then the more I started to smoke weed as time went on, I was like, there's nothing wrong with this, Like, stuff that I thought used to be bad didn't become bad the more I sinned, There was a night where I just could not sleep, and I still don't know why. I just really couldn't go to sleep. And after about maybe 3 hours of trying to play calm music on my iPod, trying to anyway get to sleep, I just begin to I go to my other room, and I see this somewhat of a diary, and that might sound, I don't know, girly or something, but like song lyrics and stuff that I used to write about with what I was going through. And I see it, and the song lyrics are about, like, you know, how I got caught stealing an iPod at school, and how I was just angry basically, and just not happy at all. And I'm thinking, what would make stealing the iPod okay, you know, first off, and then, like, why would I even do that? Who have I become? When would I ever think that's okay? Ever, you know? And the more I think about that, the more I think, like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And then the more I just began to think about that, the more I thought about who I used to be, and how I used to say, like, I was a Christian, and really mean it, and really feel good about it. And how I used to talk to my friends about Jesus and who he was. This is, like, thinking about way back to, like, when I was in 4th grade. And I just began to cry and think, like, I can't even go a day without, like, thinking about sex or smoking weed. And the more I realize that, you know, there's a big change that needs to happen. The Holy Spirit's voice, God's voice, just went from a whisper to a really loud shout. And I always told myself in the back of my head, like, I'll just wait till I'm married, or till I have kids, and then I'll make a big change. But right now I just want to have fun, you know, I want to do my own thing. But the bad thing about that is, if you live that way, it's only going to get worse. So I just made it in my mind, like, something big needs to happen. I really need to make a change in how I'm living. I need to live for God. And the more I realized that, the more I just knew that I knew that that was the right thing for me. I just had a real big peace in the midst of all the craziness going outside. Because when you're a Christian, or when you're experiencing God's love, you realize that, I mean, no matter what you go through, there's someone that always cares about you. And though you can't see him, I mean, he's always going to be there. I mean, he put the clouds in the sky. He does whatever he wants, you know, and he reveals whatever he wants. But I just have so much faith that he has a plan for me, because I've actually started living for him. You just got to be thinking about every decision, like, is this good? Is this bad? Like, Holy Spirit, God, should I be doing this? Should I, you know, just really ask God about everything, because he knows everything. You know, I spent an hour just with my guitar, singing songs to God. It's like I just have this peace, and when I tell my testimony, it's like, it's weird for me to think that it's me who I'm talking about. Like, when I tell it, it seems like I'm telling a story or about some scene in a movie that I saw. I guess it's just awesome to think how much God's done in my life, and how much it's changed, and that's because I'm choosing to do his will and not my own, choosing to seek him. My name is Chris, and I am second.